The Galactic Federation prided itself on the might of its warriors. Selected from the strongest species across 12 star systems, these elite soldiers faced dangers that would make most sentient beings collapse in terror. Yet none of them had ever encountered a human before. Captain Trell of the Federation battleship Unyielding Asterisk stood on the bridge, reviewing the latest intelligence. Their mission was to assess the newly discovered species from the isolated planet Earth, classified as an extreme death world due to its harsh conditions. Their gravity is 1.5 times our standard. Their atmosphere contains corrosive oxygen. They endure temperature variations that would kill most species, Lieutenant Dax reported, mandibles clicking nervously, and yet they thrive. Interesting, Trell muttered, but are they a threat? The answer came 3 cycles later when their scout ship crashed on an uninhabited moon in the Arcturus system. The emergency beacon activated automatically, but rescue would take days. Of the 12 crew members, only 5 survived the impact, 3 Federation elite warriors and 2 human observers who had been invited as a diplomatic courtesy. The ship's log recorded everything. On the first day, the moon's temperature plummeted to freezing as its night cycle began. The warriors, Trell, Dax, and Caldo, huddled around the emergency heater, conserving energy and waiting for rescue. The humans, Tom and Anne, were nowhere to be seen. Where had they gone? Caldo asked, his protective scales drawing tight against his body. Trell checked the scanner. Outside, they appeared to be building something. The warriors watched through the view screen as the 2 humans gathered wreckage, using their bare hands to bend metal and carry loads that would require a Federation soldier's exo-assist to lift. By nightfall, the humans had constructed a rudimentary shelter and built a fire, an actual fire, with combustion and flames, the kind that most civilized species had abandoned millennia ago for being too dangerous. On the second day, when rations were distributed, the warriors consumed their emergency nutritional packets. The humans declined. "We're going hunting," Tom announced, fashioning a spear from a piece of metal debris. Hunting? Trell's translator must have malfunctioned. This moon has no edible fauna. Anne smiled. "We scanned some lizard-like creatures in the ravine. They'll do." "Those are toxic to most carbon-based life," Dax warned. "We'll cook them properly." Anne replied as if that solved everything. The warriors observed as the humans tracked, killed, and prepared the creatures that contained enough toxins to kill a Federation soldier instantly. After cooking the meat over their fire, the humans ate heartily, suffering no ill effects. That night, a storm hit. The ship's remaining systems warned of temperatures dropping to lethal levels. The warriors retreated further inside the wreckage, activating their thermal emergency protocols and entering a semi-hibernation state to conserve body heat. The humans, however, collected the warriors and dragged them to their crude shelter, which was now insulated with parts of the ship's interior panels. Inside, the fire roared despite the howling wind. Tom and Anne took turns keeping the fire stoked throughout the night, sleeping in short shifts. "Why do you not hibernate?" Haldo asked when he regained full consciousness. "Humans don't hibernate," Tom explained. "We adapt." On the third day, the moon's primary predators, 6-legged beasts with natural armor that even Federation weapons struggled to penetrate, discovered the crash site. The warriors prepared for their final stand, weapons charged but hope diminishing. The humans, however, seemed almost excited. "We need water anyway," Anne said, checking the edge of a blade she had fashioned. Their blood should be safe to drink once filtered through the ship's cloth paneling. The warriors watched in stunned silence as the humans employed primitive but effective hunting techniques. They didn't just defend, they attacked, using the terrain to separate the predators, creating traps with debris, and moving with a speed and strength that belied their unassuming appearance. When Tom was injured, a deep gash across his arm, he simply tied a piece of fabric around it and continued fighting. When Anne was knocked down by a charging beast, she rolled with the impact and came up swinging, driving her makeshift spear through the creature's eye. By sunset, 3 predators lay dead. The others had retreated. The humans collected blood, meat, and even removed certain organs that their scanners indicated contained water. Your species, Trell began, watching as Tom stitched his own wound close without anesthetic. You evolved on a death world, but this seems beyond mere adaptation. Anne looked up from where she was preparing the meat. Earth isn't just a death world to us. It's home. We've spent thousands of years learning to survive anything it throws at us. And then we started surviving each other. What you see is extraordinary survival skills. We consider basic training. When the Federation rescue ship arrived on the 4th day, they found all 5 survivors alive. The report sent back to Galactic Command contained a new classification for humans: Death World Apex Adapters. Approach with extreme caution and respect. Later, in private quarters aboard the rescue vessel, Trell reviewed the footage again. The humans hadn't just survived. They had thrived in conditions that had nearly killed 3 of the Federation's best warriors. They hadn't panicked or despaired. Instead, they had methodically addressed each threat with tools they created from nothing. The most disturbing part wasn't their strength or their ability to consume toxins or their resistance to injury. It was the look in their eyes as they faced down dangers that made hardened warriors tremble. It wasn't courage, it was experience. These humans hadn't survived by luck. They had survived because that's what humans do.